I think today we felt it's very important and necessary to call a press briefing so that we clarify our stand and the myths and the allegations that has been made a few days ago by the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema. For me, I think we're not going to dwell much on issues that have been said, except clarifying the stand of what we stand for as Mabala Noise, which is one. And I think the myth that has been created there about Mabala Noise paying artists 5 million, it's not correct, and I must indicate that it's totally a lie. Because in the main, what does it do? It suggests that our artists are cheap, can sell their souls to companies for 5 million. And my view is that, one, there's been major record companies. It's not for the first time when you see companies like Mabala Noise in the music industry signing artists and so on. So I don't understand why there's a hullabaloo about it. I don't understand why there's a suggestion that we're paying artists so much money. Because, one, I think between us here, and I'll quote because Ricky in the main is amongst those that was quoted in Major League. Between us sitting here, I think all of you will understand. You're not only journalists, but you also go around different corners, you go to events and everything. Ricky, it's a public knowledge that he charges 65,000 rand. And there's never been a weekend where Ricky is not working. You know, a week, just a weekend, Ricky maybe has 2-3 shows. When you calculate that in a month, it tells you that Ricky as an individual, as an artist, is able to make about 500 to 600,000. And that on its own suggests that Ricky can live a comfortable life as an artist. So why go and sell yourself for 5 million if you can live comfortably and he's been an independent? But many of them that are not here today to speak for themselves. And I think it's wrong. What in the main and what it does, it reduces the South African brand. And for me, in fact, I feel very disappointed because I thought a leader of the EFF will understand that as he drives an African agenda, as he always claims to stand for an African child, this in the main must be amongst other South African companies that must be supported. It's not for the first time, and that's why I'm saying I'm standing here not only speaking for Mabala Noise. It has happened before that TS Records was once insulted. Kalawa was once insulted. 3 weeks ago it was 999. Today now it's Mabala Noise. So I'm saying we're not going to sit here in the main and allow an African child who calls himself a leader in South Africa keep reducing and insulting South African companies. That means that person is opposed to change. He's got a problem with any African brand that seeks to grow. So that's the first thing that we need to clarify. We have all contracts of our artists. There's no any contract that speaks about a 5 million to any of our artists. And I don't get the reason why must we pay artists for 5 million. For what reason? I don't understand. And there's too many insults that just went on and on. I don't want to dwell much on them. For us, it's very clear we are not distracted, and we are going to continue to pursue an agenda of a rise of an African child. What we have started, we are not going to stop because there's someone out there who view it differently. But by the way, it's normal, it's understandable that any success comes with challenges. Any growth in an African child, there will always be turbulences. So we are prepared for that, and we have always been prepared. We have always said it even to the team a month ago that we know out there are even Africans who are not going to be happy to see a rise of an African child. It's something that we must be ready for. We must be ready to be ridiculed. We must be ready to be insulted, but in the main we remain unshaken and unstoppable. We are going to continue, with what we are doing. So we are not going to stop doing what we feel is the best. And we have said to our artists they must not be distracted. They must continue doing what they think is the best for the country. And that's what we're about. First thing I must indicate is that Mabala Noise is not doing business with any government. You are all welcome to go to the Department of Water Affairs and seek a report about Mabala Noise. Mabala Noise is not doing any tender. He's not even intending to do any business with government. That's the first thing. The second part is that Mabala Noise being funded by the Department of Water Affairs or by the ANC. I don't think that is correct. The ANC has never funded any company. In fact, the ANC on its own needs money. It relies on business people to assist it, to fund it, to run its programs. So the ANC can't fund any private company. The ANC can't fund any artist. Instead, what the ANC can do what Julius has been doing. Can book you as an artist to go and perform, and it's normal. For you to perform in a rally, for you to perform in any event, as an artist, you must be paid. So it can do that. And even EFF, any organization has been doing that. All organizations, that's what they've been doing. There was a campaign in Taflop Mangweng, in the University of Limpopo. Julius paid Ricky Casper and all of them to contest ASCO as an EFF. So no one accused him of him channeling money from EFF to artists. And no one accused him of capturing those artists. It was understood that those artists are doing it because they are booked. Secondly, the third question I want to attend to. Wait. The third question I want to attend to is, where does Mabala Noise get money? You see, there's a huge difference between me and Julius. I've never lied since even I've been a leader of the Youth League, that I'm a businessman. I've never faked. It has always been an open secret that I'm in business. So it's very clear that there's nothing wrong if you own a company called Tablet and you make money from Tablet and you want to establish another company. It's given that you must invest money. So your companies can help each other to grow. You can fund one business with another business, but not through the ANC. So where does Mabala Noise get money? It gets it from me because I'm owning Mabala Noise. There's nowhere else where it can get it from. You can go, there's nowhere where it applies for funding in government. So Mabala Noise is an independent, record, black-owned company. It's not getting funding from anyone else. So it runs its affairs and it's got its own little budget that it relies on to run its businesses. What was another one?
The other one is the company taking Julius to court. He challenged the company to take him to court.
You see, for me, we are still consulting our legal team on that. But another thing you'll understand, Julius, he grew up in jail. He likes being in jail. So for me, it don't make any difference to take Julius to court. It's like a waste of time, you know. And it's just going to take us a long process now and again for us to be in court. And for me, it's just a simple thing. I think we're not going to entertain that. Our legal team, part of it, what is advising us on, it's how best we can talk to the leader of the EFF to retract what he has said, but also to show him the implications that is causing to those artists out there, is to show him the implications that is causing to us as individuals, because it's a security risk to tell people out there that I've got a bag full of money, you know, not only to the artist, but to me as an individual. There are criminals out there day to day who deals with analyzing people who have money and how they can attack them. So Julius has went publicly and lied and told people I've got millions. We've got 22 artists. You know how much? 5 million to pay an artist. If you count them, 5 million times 22, you are saying we have got 110 million that we have spent, that we have paid. And I don't even understand how people come to a conclusion of believing such things. So for me, in fact, that I'll leave it, that it's a joke. You know, so I'm not going to dwell on that, and I'm not going to be part of that joke and want to be in court with Julius now and again. So it's something also that I said we also stand to be advised on what to do.
Oh, I think that was clear. If we have other questions, we just take 3 more questions, then then we can do a one-on-one. But it's a first come, first serve situation, basis, because
yeah. My name is Timela from the Entertainment. They usually say when 2 bulls fight in a crowd, it's the grass that gets affected the most. I'd like to know, what's the morale like of the artists within the stable, and how did they take the news? Because they're the people that represent the company.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Timela. Can you answer the question?
Okay. Sorry, I'm back again. Reggie, just want to find out this too. Does Mabala Noise has its perhaps annual events or such events that it does as part of making sure that their sustainability sustains itself?
Thank you. Do you have another question?
Yeah, a very quick follow-up from myself. Maybe let me be very direct. Reggie, you're the leader of the ANC Youth League. On one hand, you are the CEO, correct me if I'm mistaken, the founder of Mabala Noise. So, conflict of interest. What I was asking about is that, in your capacity as the leader of the ANC Youth League, are you using that position to channel money to book artists from Mabala Noise, which would be inappropriate because you're taking money from one side, putting it into your other pocket? Thanks.
Reggie, I want to know the kind of relationship you have with Rota and Sanitation Minister Menongula Mkonyane.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll get the answer.
My name is Mwaku Mujaji from the Citizen newspaper.
Thank you. Okay, I think we'll take one last one. That's the last one.
From ENCA. I think first and foremost, I just want to get clarity into what goes into deciding what kind of contracts your clients have, because you hear artists like our SDC saying that, well, if you look at the one you guys offered in comparison to Rock Nation, it's some of the things that don't match up. So what is it that you're offering that's alluring such a large crowd with such a large following too? Because you have to admit there are some perks to that, and obviously most celebrities would like to get money. And then secondly, I'd also want to know is that your political links and association, do you see any benefit from that business-wise with regards to running Mabala Noise? Thanks.
Thank you very much.
I think the first question, it was about the morale. And I think to respond on that, our morale is very high. Actually, the artist morale is very high. They feel more energetic than ever. For the past 2 days, they've been on studio. I personally even went on studio just to make sure that we give the best to the country. Purely because we feel we have been given a free advert. Purely because we believe the leader has just popularized Mabala. And with wrong allegations that we feel in future, and our people throughout in time will understand when the truth eventually comes out. But our artists are not distracted. They understand that they still have their fans out there who loves their music. And fans, remember, are not dependent on what it's said about you. All they're interested in is that you give them the best music and they dance too. The other question is in relation to me as the executive chair of Mabala Noise and being a leader of the Youth League. Once more, I must indicate there is no way in which you channel money from the Youth League or from the ANC to Mabala Noise. And I'm not using that to do that. Purely because I've been an owner of Mabala Noise before I was even the Treasurer General of the Youth League. So Mabala Noise existed before I was elected in the Youth League position. So it's not vice versa, that after I was elected as the Youth League TG and then I started Mabala Noise. Remember, it used to be Mabala Bala Entertainment. We then changed the name to Mabala Noise. So it has always been there. So there's no channeling of money. And in relations to me, there's nothing wrong being a treasurer general of the Youth League and to be in business. Because we all choose different streams of life in the ANC. Others allowed to be deployed. They're deployed in government. Others go to school and be officials and assist government on that. Others are in business. So Reggie decided to be a businessman, and he has been long in business, long before even the position of the Youth League. So I think you clarified on that. The second part, it's a relationship. My relationship with Mama Nomvula, it's a relationship of a mother and a son. Not only with her. Mama Nomvula and Sech Mukonyan are my parents. It's something that I've not hidden it. And are my political mentors. And in every platform, whether it's my birthdays, everything that I do, I've continued to thank them. To raise a gallant revolutionary like I am. So today I'm who I am because part of the role that I've played in my life. So today it can't be that I own Mabala Noise or I'm a teacher of the Youth League. I would want to distance myself from that relationship. It's not possible. So it's a pure relationship of a mother and the son and the father and the son. I'm not only related to Nomvula. I'm related to Mam Nomvula. I'm related to Sech Mukonyane. I'm related to the entire family of Amkiz. So that is the relationship that I have.
The other question was the events does the company from Peter from IFF, does the company